No one ever expects a simple neighborhood dispute to end in bloodshed. But for two young women in Huntsville, Alabama, a minor disagreement turned into a horrifying tragedy. What began as a petty argument over car tires escalated into senseless violence, leaving two promising lives stolen and a tight-knit community shattered. Layla Brooks, 21, and her 25-year-old partner, Mia Carter, weren't just another young couple in Huntsville, Alabama. They were lively, charismatic, and inseparable, sharing their love story with the world through dance videos, cooking clips, and candid relationship chats on social media. Their bond was evident to anyone who watched them, filled with laughter, loyalty, and plans for the future. Layla Brooks was a 20-year-old woman living in Huntsville, Alabama. Known among her peers for her creativity and versatility, she built an online following through a mix of dance performances, hairstyling content, and lifestyle vlogs. Social media served as both a platform for Layla's talents and a documentation of her daily routines, steadily earning her recognition within her online community. From a young age, Layla demonstrated a strong interest in dance. She regularly posted choreographed routines on TikTok, showcasing a natural sense of rhythm and coordination. Her videos often featured intricate moves paired with trending audio clips, which gradually attracted a growing audience. For Layla, dancing wasn't limited to entertainment. It became a consistent part of her identity, one that she openly shared with viewers from various parts of the country. In addition to her work as a content creator, Layla possessed skill in hairstyling. She specialized in braiding, known for creating detailed, symmetrical designs that she applied to both herself and others. On her social media pages, she would frequently document the braiding process, from preparing materials to revealing completed styles. This dual focus on dance and hairstyling made her content varied and visually engaging, appealing to a wide range of followers. Layla also maintained a presence on YouTube, where she uploaded lifestyle vlogs that offered a more personal look into her experiences. These videos included birthday celebrations, casual errands, and candid conversations about her day-to-day life. The consistent updates allowed viewers to become familiar with her personality beyond the brief format of TikTok videos. Over time, this connection strengthened her online community, with followers returning regularly for new content. Away from the camera, Layla was employed part-time at a local beauty salon where she continued to apply her hairstyling abilities. The job offered a steady income while also providing opportunities to hone her craft. Through word-of-mouth referrals and returning clients, Layla developed a reputation for reliability and skill within her local area. Mia Carter was a 25-year-old woman residing in Huntsville, Alabama. She was recognized locally and within online spaces for her engaging personality and active presence on social media platforms. Mia maintained accounts on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, where she shared content focused on lifestyle, relationship discussions, and casual daily routines. Her approachable style and consistent posting schedule gradually attracted a modest but dedicated audience. Originally from Huntsville, Mia attended a local high school before entering the workforce shortly after graduation. She held a retail position at a clothing store in a nearby shopping mall, a job that provided consistent hours and allowed her to maintain financial independence. Coworkers and customers alike were familiar with Mia's easygoing demeanor and direct communication style, which translated well into her social media content. Mia Carter had given up on love. At 25, she had been through her fair share of failed relationships and was starting to think that she was just not cut out for the whole romance thing. She had thrown herself into her work, but deep down, she knew she was just trying to fill the void left by her last breakup. One evening, she attended an outdoor party in the neighborhood. That's when she saw Layla standing across, laughing with a group of friends. Layla, a talented hairdresser with a flair for creativity, was in her element, chatting with the other guests. Mia was immediately drawn to Layla's infectious smile and effortless confidence. As Mia watched, Layla broke away from the group to get a drink. Mia took a deep breath and decided to make her move. She walked over, trying to appear nonchalant. As she waited for her drink, she caught Layla's eye and smiled. Layla returned the smile. The two women struck up a conversation about life, fashion, and music. Mia was captivated by Layla's creativity and passion for her work as a hairdresser. Layla, in turn, was drawn to Mia's sense of style and her dedication to her social media presence. As the evening wore on, Mia and Layla discovered they had a lot in common. They both loved trying new things and exploring their creativity. As the night drew to a close, Layla asked Mia if she wanted to grab a drink with her the next day. Mia agreed, and they exchanged numbers. As they parted ways, Mia couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement. She had a feeling that this was just the beginning of something special. The next day, Mia and Layla met at a local bar. They talked about everything from their favorite social media trends to their childhood memories. Mia was captivated by Layla's stories, and Layla was drawn to Mia's creativity and passion. After some weeks, Mia and Layla grew closer. They spent their days exploring the city, trying new restaurants, and laughing together over silly jokes. Mia felt like she had finally found someone who understood her, someone who saw the world in the same way she did. Layla, in turn, was inspired by Mia's sense of style and creativity. She loved watching Mia work on her social media content, and she was always happy to offer her input and suggestions. Together, they made a great team, supporting each other and bringing out the best in each other. As Mia and Layla's relationship grew, they decided to take their love to the next level by creating content together on social media platforms like TikTok and YouTube. Mia, with her experience as a social media personality, took the lead on conceptualizing and creating engaging videos that showcased their relationship and personalities. Layla, with her creativity and flair as a hairdresser, brought her expertise to the table by creating stunning hairstyles and makeup looks for their videos. Together, they brainstormed ideas, scripted, and filmed their content, having a blast while doing it. Their TikTok videos quickly gained traction, with their followers loving the behind-the-scenes glimpses into their relationship, fashion hauls, and beauty tutorials. On YouTube, they created longer-form content, including vlogs and challenges, which resonated with their audience. As their online presence grew, so did their relationship. They became each other's biggest supporters, cheering each other on through the ups and downs of creating content and managing their online presence. Their love and chemistry on camera were undeniable, and their followers couldn't get enough of them. With their newfound success and happiness, Mia and Layla decided it was time to take the next step in their relationship, moving in together. In the spring of 2023, Layla Brooks and Mia Carter made the decision to move in together. They secured a 2-bedroom apartment at a modest complex located along the 4400 block of Bonnell Drive in Huntsville, Alabama. The move was a practical choice, offering them more space and the convenience of being closer to their workplaces and favorite spots around the city. The complex housed several young tenants, small families, and working adults, creating a relatively quiet and unassuming environment. Upon moving in, the couple began familiarizing themselves with neighbors in the surrounding units. Among those living nearby was a 23-year-old man named Travis Miller, who occupied an apartment a short distance from theirs within the same building cluster. Their first interaction with Travis occurred within days of moving in, when all three happened to arrive at the apartment parking lot around the same time one evening. A brief introduction took place, involving names and a simple acknowledgement of being neighbors. Over the next few weeks, casual interactions between the two households became routine. These encounters typically consisted of brief greetings in shared spaces such as the parking area, mailbox clusters, and stairwells. Occasionally, minor conversations about weather, nearby traffic, and local events would take place. But there was no significant relationship beyond these polite exchanges. Travis Miller had lived in the complex for over a year by the time Layla and Mia arrived. He maintained a largely private routine, working irregular hours and often leaving early in the morning or returning late at night. While other residents described him as generally reserved, there were occasional reports of minor disputes between him and other tenants, typically related to noise complaints and parking space disagreements. Throughout the summer, the relationship between Travis and the couple remained neutral. No notable incidents were reported during the first few months of their residency. However, by mid-August, small tensions began to surface. These issues initially involved the parking arrangements in the complex's limited lot. With reserved spots scarce, residents sometimes found themselves parking in unofficial spaces or along curbs, leading to informal disputes among neighbors. According to records and later witness statements, a disagreement arose between Travis and Mia one evening regarding the use of a particular parking space. The argument remained verbal and brief, ending without escalation. Over the following days, similar minor issues occurred, mostly centered on vehicle positioning, the movement of tires being left near shared areas, and complaints about blocked access to the walkway. Though seemingly trivial, these repeated interactions increased friction between the two parties. The situation escalated in late August when Layla and Mia purchased a set of used tires, which they temporarily left near their apartment entryway, intending to install them later that week. Travis reportedly expressed dissatisfaction over the placement of the tires, claiming they obstructed part of the shared walkway and the adjacent parking space. Another verbal exchange occurred during which both sides expressed irritation, but no physical confrontation took place. On the morning of August 29, 2023, the final incident unfolded. At approximately 10:30 a.m., reports indicate that an argument began near the apartment parking lot between Travis Miller and the couple. Details provided by witnesses and law enforcement records confirm that the dispute once again involved the set of tires and general parking access. Several residents reported hearing raised voices, but initially assumed it was a routine disagreement. Moments later, the altercation moved from the parking area toward the walkway adjacent to Layla and Mia's apartment. It was at this point that Travis retrieved a firearm from his vehicle. Within a span of minutes, multiple gunshots were fired in the vicinity of their apartment entrance. Residents reported hearing a series of rapid gunfire, followed by a brief pause and additional shots. The first emergency calls were placed to 911 at approximately 10:40 a.m. When officers from the Huntsville Police Department arrived on the scene, they discovered the bodies of Layla Brooks and Mia Carter near their apartment. Both women had sustained multiple gunshot wounds. According to the coroner's report, a total of 13 rounds had been discharged between the two victims. Emergency medical personnel declared both women deceased at the scene. The crime scene was secured, and law enforcement began an immediate search for Travis Miller, who had fled before officers arrived. A preliminary investigation identified him as the primary suspect based on witness descriptions and surveillance footage from a nearby building. Within hours, 2 capital murder warrants were issued, and an alert was distributed to neighboring jurisdictions. An intense manhunt followed, led by the U.S. Marshals Gulf Coast Regional Fugitive Task Force. Early intelligence suggested that Travis might have traveled to Anniston, Alabama, or possibly crossed state lines into South Carolina. Local law enforcement collaborated with federal agencies to track his movements. On September 6, 2023, 1 week after the incident, Travis Miller was located in Anniston, Alabama. He was taken into custody without incident and transported back to Madison County. At the time of his arrest, he was charged with 2 counts of capital murder and held at the Madison County Jail without bond. The investigation continued in the weeks following the arrest. Law enforcement collected witness statements, surveillance footage, forensic evidence from the scene, and ballistics reports. The evidence confirmed the number of rounds fired, the type of firearm used, and Travis's presence at the scene during the incident. A preliminary court hearing was scheduled for September 20th, 2023, to determine whether sufficient evidence existed to proceed to a grand jury. Given the volume of physical evidence and the circumstances of the arrest, the case was expected to advance to trial without significant delay. Within the complex, the aftermath of the incident resulted in increased security measures, including added surveillance and visible law enforcement patrols. Several residents relocated following the event, while others cited concerns about safety and conflict resolution within shared housing communities. At the time of reporting, Travis Miller remained in custody awaiting trial. The investigation, prosecution preparations, and subsequent legal proceedings were ongoing, with the case marked as a high-profile matter in Huntsville due to its severity and the public nature of the crime. The events surrounding the deaths of Layla Brooks and Mia Carter serve as a stark reminder of how minor disputes between neighbors can unexpectedly escalate into irreversible tragedy. What began as a series of small disagreements over parking arrangements and the placement of personal property ultimately led to a fatal confrontation that claimed 2 young lives in broad daylight. The incident disrupted not only the immediate families of the victims, but also left a lasting impact on the Huntsville community and the residents of the apartment complex where the crime occurred. Law enforcement's swift response, supported by federal fugitive task forces, resulted in the apprehension of Travis Miller within a week of the incident. The legal proceedings that followed reflected the seriousness of the charges, with the suspect held without bond and facing capital murder indictments under Alabama state law. The case attracted significant attention due to the circumstances of the crime and the ages of those involved. For those who knew Layla and Mia, both personally and through their social media presence, their absence marked the loss of 2 active and familiar figures in the local digital community. Though their online content showcased moments of entertainment, creativity, and daily life, the sudden nature of their deaths underscored the unpredictable reach of violence within ordinary environments. As the case moves through the judicial system, public attention remains focused on the legal outcome and the broader implications it holds for community safety and conflict resolution in shared living spaces.